So today we're going to talk about the science of goal setting, and how we are going to make stuff happen and make all of your goals a reality as well. So let's dive right into it. So first of all, let me ask you, do you have a goal? Can I see a show of hands, please? If you're not on video, you can either put a yes in the chat. I can see Shazra has a goal. Shuaib must be having so many goals. Ishan has a goal. You can put a yes in the chat if you, yeah, I think I have messages coming into the chat. Nuha has a goal. Awesome. Great. And anyone else, like, you can put a thumbs up using the reactions if you'd like to indicate that you have goals too. So I hope almost everybody has a goal. Oh, Shuaib has many goals clearly. So why is this so important? Why is it so important and valuable to have goals? The reason is that it is essentially the difference between making life happen versus letting life happen to you. So just a couple of days ago, I took part in a speech contest and I came second. But the guy who came first, he made a speech about this, making life happen versus letting life happen to you. And in life, what I have seen and experienced is we get so many external things that are pulling at our attention, right? We get WhatsApp notifications by the minute. We have, Facebook notifications, we get messages, we get emails, we get Netflix recommendations, we get all of these things that are pulling at our attention. And as a result, we end up getting sucked into all of these things. We have our friends who call us and say, Machang, want to hang out for a beer, or whatever it is. So, and we just end up just living, playing to the fiddle of everyone else in our life and everything else that is pulling at our attention. So, things that were once tools for us, like our phones, like our, entertainment tools like Netflix, we become their slaves. And before we know it, we have come to the end of our life, and we have not achieved anything for ourselves. We have spent our time replying other people's messages, answering, working for our bosses on the weekends too, because we don't have anything else to do. And we're essentially playing to the fiddle of everyone else. So what we need to do is we need to make sure we are making our own lives happen. We are setting our own goals, whether it's goals that each of you has in terms of communication. Maybe you have a goal of, becoming an amazing speaker, or, being able to deliver to, 200 plus people. So whatever that goal is, you want to make it happen so that by the time you come to the end of your life, you feel like that was a life fully lived. So how do you really choose a goal? Now, some of you didn't say that you have a goal. So maybe now is a good time to actually select a goal and to decide what it is that you want to, what goal you want to pursue. So how should you go about actually selecting the goals in your life? So one way to do that is by asking yourself, in what parts of my life am I currently dissatisfied? Where am I not fully happy with where my life is at the moment? So for example, you might be telling yourself, I'm not happy with where my health is. I found out, like, somebody told me that they found out recently that they have high blood sugar. So that's something that they would want to work on. You might want to, be more healthy and get more exercise. You may want to spend more time with your family. You may have a startup an idea that you have, and you may want to make that a reality. You may want to, spend more time on leisure activities that make you happy. Like maybe you want to be reading more. Maybe you want to be having more vacations. Like it can be anything. So whatever will make you happy at the end of your life, that should be where you look to in terms of where are you dissatisfied now. Another thing that you can look at is how can you live your life so you are completely used up by the end of it? So, what do we mean by that? Now, when we talk about something being used up, it doesn't sound like a good thing, right? But think of it like a box of crayons. When you're doing a drawing using crayons, and you use each and every one of these crayons, those crayons are going to get used up. But as a result of you having used each of those crayons, what you end up with is the most beautiful picture, the most colorful picture. So, like that, your crayons in your life are your skills, your talents, your abilities, and what you are able to contribute to the world. So, if you use up as many crayons as possible, your life ends up becoming the most beautiful and the most colorful picture. That's that's what you want. You don't want to leave and come to the end of your life with this perfect box of complete crayons. You want to end up with teeny tiny little stubby, almost nothing crayons left. And instead, you want to have a gorgeous picture that is your life. So ask yourself, what are the talents that I have within me? What can I contribute to the world in such a way that I end up giving to the world all of myself, all of my potential, all of my skills. How can I say that, every last bit of me, every last element of myself has been used at the end of my life? So that is what you are striving for. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about how do you choose a goal. So, in fact, shall we take a minute to share our goals? And I will actually give you a couple of minutes if you would like to spend some time to think a little bit about a goal. I'll give you those few minutes and I'll wait here quietly while you do that and just think about it. And then maybe either in the chat or you can even unmute and tell me, and you can share your goal with all of us.
Shall I give you my goal?
Yes, please, Priya.
Yeah. In the short run, I want to be able to be in a strategical position in a company, maybe like a small and medium company. So that's the short-term goal. Long-term goal is I want to specialize in like policy so that I can advise governments. Yeah,
Fantastic.
that's my long-term goal.
I love it. That's amazing. Shoaib has also shared his goal. Shoaib, you've shared it with me privately. Is it okay if I repeat it to the group?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may. I did not know that it was shared privately.
Shoaib's goal is to, would you like to tell us, Shoaib?
My goal would be to create a networking platform that will put politics in its place.
Wow, that's so exciting. That's so interesting. And I like that. So even Priyak was thinking about, affecting public policy and so on. So a lot of it, I think, is, it's about using our potential, using our influence to the benefit of society. So that's wonderful. Shaggy, Shazra, would you like to share your goal with us?
Yes. So my long-term goal would be like to be satisfied with whatever it is that I have, like in terms of wealth or materialistic stuff or whatever. But the short-term goal would definitely be to get my degree as soon as possible because it's been
Right.
going on for a while now.
Okay,
So
yeah.
just to get over with as soon as possible.
Brilliant. Okay, that's great. And I really like that becoming satisfied with what you have is also is a fantastic goal because that really shows that you know what really matters in life because what and science backs that up as well that it's not the materialistic things that make us happy and bring us joy. but rather, our connections with our friends and family and all of that. So that's wonderful that you're actively working towards building that philosophy into your life. So that's fantastic.
Thank you.
So everybody, okay, Salma. Okay, Salma, could you share your goal with us?
Okay, so two of the goals that I've mentioned here, I've kind of stepped on them in the sense I've started, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
And traveling, lots of plans, but we'll see how it goes.
Great. Nice. And I love your book idea. That's so fantastic.
Yes,
That's great. And you have a niche target audience in mind, which is also wonderful as well.
yes,
Awesome.
because it's something that I feel like we really need to know, because we don't teach our girls about themselves.
So I can
Not enough.
see that, yeah, and I can see that you have something to give, and that making that a goal is so valuable because it is all about using your full potential. And if you come to the end of your life and you say, I was able to do this, that's huge. That's huge. Anybody else would like to share their goals?
Can I share a short-term
Sure.
goal?
Yes.
All right, I'd have a short-term goal where I'd like to make the revenue-generating service products that is on the pufferfish platform to mature, and
Sorry, make them mature, did you say?
make them mature,
Yeah.
and make the teams like super synergize in its performance,
Hmm.
where it does not need any feeding anymore further, where the individuals on the platform are making things happen.
Okay, that's awesome. That's so great. So I like everyone has such fantastic goals, and that makes me really excited for the country and the world because we have so much great potential happening over right here. So that's great. I hope everybody else also has a goal, and if you're too shy to, like, I can read it out, or just make sure you have a goal. Okay, so have a goal in your mind, in terms of what it is that you want to spend your life doing, or what is it that you want to achieve in your life in the short term, in the long term, whatever it is.